The story of Stoicism begins in hardship, as many great philosophies do. Over 2,000 years ago, a man named Zeno of Citium found himself shipwrecked, his wealth lost to the sea. But in that moment of ruin, he discovered something greater, a way of thinking that would endure beyond empires and lifetimes. He wandered into a bookstore in Athens, where he read of Socrates, of resilience, of reason. Inspired, he studied with the Cynics, and then taught his own philosophy, gathering students under the painted porches of the city. It was there, in the open air, that Stoicism was born. It was a philosophy of control, not over the external world, but over the self. Nothing outside of us is truly ours to command, Zeno taught, but our thoughts, our reactions, our choices, these are ours alone. From these teachings, a way of life emerged, to live according to nature, to master emotions, to face hardship with dignity. As centuries passed, Stoicism found new voices. In Rome, it became the philosophy of statesmen and generals, of those who bore the weight of duty. Seneca, the advisor to an emperor, wrote letters on the fleeting nature of life. Epictetus, once a slave, spoke of true freedom, the kind that cannot be taken away. And then there was Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, who carried the burden of an empire while writing to himself, in quiet moments, about the impermanence of all things. Time moved forward and Rome fell, but the wisdom of the Stoics never vanished. It lay hidden in the teachings of monks, in the reflections of Renaissance scholars, in the words of those who sought clarity in a world of chaos. Today it finds new life, in books, in minds, in those who seek strength not in controlling the world, but in mastering themselves. And now, as you lie here, reflecting on this journey, let the weight of unnecessary worries fall away. Accept what is beyond you. Release what you cannot change. Find peace in the moment, for nothing else truly belongs to you but this. Breathe in, breathe out, and let sleep take you, knowing that when you wake, the wisdom of the Stoics will still be with you. As the night deepens and the mind drifts through the corridors of thought, the wisdom of the Stoics lingers like a quiet whisper. Their philosophy was never meant to be merely studied, it was meant to be lived. And so we continue our journey, not through the pages of history, but into the very heart of Stoic practice. Imagine waking each morning as Marcus Aurelius did, reminding himself that the world is unpredictable, that people will act in ways beyond his control, and that his only true power lies in how he chooses to respond. He did not seek a life free of hardship, nor did he wish for the world to conform to his desires. Instead, he embraced each day as it was, preparing himself to meet whatever came with patience, wisdom, and virtue. Epictetus, once bound in servitude, understood that freedom was not a matter of chains or status, but of the mind itself. He taught that suffering does not come from events, but from the judgments we attach to them. What is pain but a sensation? What is loss but a shift in circumstance? It is only when we fight against reality, when we refuse to accept what is, that we suffer. To embrace life as it unfolds, without resistance or despair, is to walk the path of the Stoic. Seneca, writing in his final days, reflected on time as the most precious resource. Men waste it freely, he warned, as if they have an endless supply, yet they guard their wealth with jealousy. But time, once lost, can never be regained. To live fully is to live deliberately, to be present, to cut away distractions and trivial pursuits, and to devote oneself to what truly matters. These teachings, passed down through the ages, are more than mere words. They are guides to living with clarity, with purpose, with peace. And now, as your breath slows and your body relaxes, let the wisdom of the Stoics settle within you. Accept what is, release what was. Do not fear what may come. The present moment is all there is, and in it you are free. Let go, drift into rest, and when you awaken, carry this serenity forward, knowing that each day is an opportunity to live with wisdom, courage, and peace. As dawn nears and the veil of sleep deepens, the wisdom of the Stoics settles into the subconscious, a quiet guide for the waking world. Their lessons were not mere theories, but tools, practical and sharp, forged in the fires of adversity. Now, in the stillness of the night, we reflect on the ultimate Stoic practice, the art of acceptance. To the Stoic, life is neither cruel nor kind. It simply is. Fortune turns without warning. Joy and suffering come and go, and all that exists is fleeting. Marcus Aurelius understood this as he ruled an empire beset with war and plague. He did not demand fairness from the universe. He simply met each challenge with discipline and grace. You have power over your mind, not outside events, he reminded himself. Realize this, and you will find strength. Epictetus, born into slavery, endured hardship not as a burden, but as a teacher. His freedom did not come from changing his circumstances, but from mastering his own thoughts. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters, he taught. A lesson so simple yet profound. Suffering is a choice, an illusion created by resistance to what is. And so, in this moment, surrender to the flow of existence. Feel the weight of expectations dissolve. Let go of the need to control that which is beyond your reach. There is no past to regret, no future to fear, only the present, vast and open, waiting to be lived. Breathe in, accept, breathe out, release. The Stoics did not seek to escape life, nor should you. They sought to master it, not through force, but through understanding. And in understanding, they found peace. Now let your mind rest in the stillness. Tomorrow the world will turn, as it always has, indifferent to worry or hesitation. But you, calm, steady, unshaken, will meet it with the wisdom of those who walk this path before you. Sleep now, and wake with purpose. As the quiet of the night deepens, we turn to the final pillar of Stoicism, memento mori, the remembrance of death. Though it may seem unsettling to the Stoic, it is not a morbid thought but a liberating one. To reflect on mortality is not to dwell in fear, but to awaken fully to life. Seneca, in his letters, reminded his friend, "Let us prepare our minds as if we had come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day." He understood that most people live as though time is limitless, always waiting for the right moment, the right conditions, the right feeling. But the wise do not delay. They act now, speak truth now, love now. Marcus Aurelius, the ruler of the known world, wrote to himself, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." He did not see this as a cause for despair, but as a call to presence. If this day were your last, would you waste it in anger? Would you let fear hold you back? Would you be consumed by trivial worries? Or would you embrace it fully, knowing that nothing was ever truly yours except this moment? Epictetus, once bound in chains, understood that death was not to be feared, but accepted. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. To live wisely is not to prolong existence at all costs, but to meet each moment with courage, with virtue, with gratitude. So now, as sleep takes you, release the weight of all that does not matter. Let go of grudges, of hesitation, of regret. What is gone cannot be changed. What is ahead cannot be controlled. But here, in the stillness of this moment, you are free. Breathe deeply, embrace the now. Rest, knowing that when you wake, you will do so with a renewed sense of purpose. Not fearful of the passing days, but grateful for the ones you have. Sleep well, and when the sun rises, rise with it, alive, present, and ready to truly live. With the final lessons of the Stoics resting in your mind, let this moment be a transition, not an end, but a beginning. The journey through Stoic wisdom does not conclude with the night, nor does it fade with sleep. It remains steady and unshaken, like the foundation upon which you build your days. As you lie still, let the essence of amor fati, the love of fate, settle within you. This is the Stoics' final acceptance, not just enduring life as it comes, but embracing it fully. Whatever has happened, whatever will happen, is neither good nor bad. It simply is. To resist is to suffer. To accept is to be free. Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. Every hardship, every challenge, every unexpected turn is fuel for your growth. There are no obstacles, only opportunities to become stronger, wiser, more resilient. Seneca understood that the key to serenity was simplicity. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. To chase endlessly after what is beyond your control is to chain yourself to restlessness. To be content with what is, to see sufficiency in the present, is to free yourself from want. Epictetus, once enslaved, became the master of his own fate through acceptance. No man is free who is not master of himself. External freedom means nothing if you are still ruled by anger, fear, or desire. True liberation is the ability to remain unmoved by what does not serve your soul. And so, as you drift into rest, let go of the need to control, to resist, to grasp. The world will turn as it always has. You have nothing to prove, nothing to fear, nothing to chase. All that matters is this moment, this breath, this quiet, this peace. Breathe in, accept, breathe out, release. And when you wake, rise as the Stoics did, calm, present, and unshaken by the world. Rest well. The journey continues tomorrow. Living Stoicism every day. As the first light of dawn breaks, the wisdom of the Stoics does not fade with the night. It follows you into the waking world, offering a guide for how to live with purpose, discipline, and peace. The final lesson is not one of passive reflection, but of active embodiment. Philosophy is not meant to be studied and set aside. It is meant to be lived. 1. Master your reactions, the only true control. The world will continue as it always has, unpredictable, indifferent, full of challenges and change. There will be moments of joy, moments of sorrow, moments of anger. But the fundamental truth remains: you do not control what happens to you, only how you respond. Marcus Aurelius understood this when he wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, it is not the thing itself that troubles you, but your judgment about it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Each day you will face situations that test your patience, challenge your emotions, and tempt you to react impulsively. The true Stoic does not suppress emotion but observes it, understands it, and chooses their response with wisdom rather than impulse. 2. Detach from the need for approval. Humans crave validation, but the Stoic seeks inner approval above external praise. Seneca warned against basing one's worth on the opinions of others. He who seeks wisdom is content with his own company. He who seeks approval is at the mercy of strangers. Let go of the need to be liked, admired, or understood by everyone. Focus instead on acting with virtue, knowing that true self-respect is built on integrity, not applause. 3. Expect hardship and welcome it as a teacher. Life is not designed to be easy. Hardship, failure, and loss are inevitable. But the Stoic sees adversity not as a curse, but as an opportunity to strengthen the soul. Epictetus taught, "Difficulties show a person's true character." If you encounter a setback, do not curse your fate. Instead, ask yourself, how can I grow from this? Each struggle is a test, a chance to cultivate patience, endurance, and wisdom. Do not shrink from it. Stand firm. 4th, let go of what you cannot control. To waste energy on things outside your power is to live in constant frustration. The Stoic acknowledges that most of life is beyond their grasp: the actions of others, the shifting of fate, even their own mortality. Do what you can, with what you have, where you are, Marcus Aurelius advised, then let the rest go. Focus only on what is yours, your choices, your mindset, your discipline. The rest is not your burden to bear. 5. Live each day as if it were your last memento. Mori, the remembrance of death, is not a morbid thought but a tool for sharpening the present moment. Every day is a gift. Every moment is an opportunity. The future is uncertain, but right now, you are alive. What will you do with it? Seneca wrote, "Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Do not waste today in hesitation, regret, or fear. Live fully, knowing that tomorrow is never guaranteed." Walking the Stoic path. To be a Stoic is not to be emotionless, nor is it to be passive. It is to meet life with clarity, discipline, and unwavering presence. You have learned the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Now the challenge is to apply it. When anger rises, pause. When hardship comes, endure. When the future worries you, return to the present. When ego whispers, silence it. When you feel lost, remember, you already have everything you need within you. You are now awake, not just from sleep, but from illusion. Go forward with strength. Live as the Stoics lived. The Stoics' morning. How to begin each day with clarity and strength. The sun rises, and with it, another opportunity. The Stoics did not view the morning as just a transition from sleep to wakefulness, but as a sacred moment, a time to set intentions, sharpen the mind, and align oneself with virtue. Each day is a chance to reaffirm your purpose, to remind yourself of what is within your control, and to face the world with resilience. 1. Begin with gratitude. You have another day. The first thought upon waking should not be one of complaint, but of appreciation. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Life is fleeting. The fact that you have awakened means you have another chance to act with wisdom, to build upon what you learned yesterday, to strengthen your character. Start with gratitude, and you start with power. 2. Reflect on your purpose. Why are you here? A Stoic does not drift through the day aimlessly. They wake with a purpose, whether great or small. Take a moment to ask yourself, what is my duty today? What virtues do I need to embody? What distractions must I guard against? Seneca advised, life without a design is erratic. When you are at a loss as to what you should do, you are lost in life. Be clear in your intentions. Know what you stand for before the day tests you. 3. Remind yourself of what you can control. Much of what will happen today is outside your power. The attitudes of others, unexpected challenges, disruptions, none of these are yours to command. What is yours, however, is your response. Epictetus wrote, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not." Take a deep breath. Accept that things will not always go as planned. Your strength lies in how you handle it. Practice negative visualization. Prepare for life's challenges. The Stoics embrace the idea of premeditatio malorum, the practice of mentally preparing for difficulties before they arise. Rather than expecting perfection, expect imperfection. What if you face criticism today? What if your plans are disrupted? What if things take longer than expected? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Begin each day by telling yourself, today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, arrogance, deceit, bad faith, and selfishness. But none of these things can truly harm me." By preparing for difficulty, you become unshaken by it. No surprise can break you if you have already anticipated it. 5. Take action. Live as if this were your last day. Memento mori, the reminder of death, gives urgency to every moment. Seneca warned, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire. Do not delay what must be done. Do not waste time in hesitation or overthinking." If today were your last, would you spend it on trivial concerns? Or would you act with courage, clarity, and purpose? Now the day is before you. Rise with strength. Face the world with calm. Carry the wisdom of the Stoics in your mind and let your actions reflect their teachings. This is how you begin the day, not passively, but with power. The Stoics' evening: reflect, learn, and let go. As the day fades and the world quiets, the Stoic does not simply collapse into sleep. The evening is a time for reflection, a sacred ritual of self-examination, wisdom, and renewal. It is in these final moments before rest that the Stoic reviews the day, learns from their actions, and prepares for what lies ahead. 1. Conduct a daily self-examination. Seneca taught that at the end of each day, a man must ask himself, what did I do well today? Where did I falter? What can I improve tomorrow? When the light has been removed and my wife has fallen silent, aware of this habit of mine, I examine my entire day and measure my actions and words. I hide nothing from myself and pass nothing by. Seneca. This is not about guilt or self-criticism, but about learning. Were you patient today? Did you act with virtue? Did you let anger control you? Be honest. Improvement begins with awareness. 2. Let go of what you cannot change. The day is done. No amount of regret will rewrite it. The Stoic accepts that what has passed is beyond reach, and that worrying over it is wasted energy. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Did someone insult you? Did things not go as planned? Let it go. The past is unchangeable. The future is unwritten. What matters is that you rest with a clear mind. 3. Gratitude for the lessons of the day. Every moment, even the difficult ones, carries a lesson. The Stoic does not only look for what went wrong, but for what was gained. A challenge faced, a mistake learned from, a moment of discipline. These are victories. No man is more fortunate than he who is corrected by adversity. Seneca. Be grateful for the hardships. They refine you. 4. Prepare for sleep, a practice for death. The Stoics viewed sleep as a reminder of mortality. Each night, in a way, is a small death, a surrendering of control, an unknown void. But to the Stoic, this is not a cause for fear, but for appreciation. Every night when you lay down, consider that you may never wake again. Let this make you value every moment before you sleep. Epictetus. Lie down with a peaceful mind. If tomorrow comes, embrace it as a new opportunity. If it does not, let your final thoughts be those of gratitude, wisdom, and calm. 5. Sleep with a clear conscience. No grudges, no regrets, no lingering frustrations. The Stoic does not carry unnecessary burdens into sleep. If you have wronged someone, resolve to make it right tomorrow. If you have faltered, resolve to be stronger. But for now, rest. The mind and body must recharge. The balance of morning and night. The morning is for action. The night is for reflection. Live each day with purpose. End each day with peace. Tonight, as you close your eyes, let go of the noise of the world. You have done what you could. The rest is beyond you. Sleep well with the wisdom of the Stoics as your final thought. Living with purpose, applying Stoic philosophy to your daily life. Stoicism is not just a collection of ancient teachings. It's a practical, actionable philosophy meant to guide you through life's challenges and triumphs. It is about taking each moment as it comes and making the choice to live with intention, virtue, and wisdom. But how can we apply this timeless philosophy in the hustle and bustle of our modern world? This chapter focuses on how you can incorporate Stoic principles into your daily life to achieve balance, purpose, and resilience. 1. Practice virtue in every action. Virtue is the core of Stoicism. The Stoic believes that we must live according to the 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These aren't abstract concepts. They should be practiced in every decision, big or small. Wisdom is seeking understanding and making decisions that align with your values. Courage is taking action even when it's difficult or uncertain. Justice is treating others fairly and acting with integrity. Temperance is practicing moderation and avoiding excess. Start each day with the question, how can I act with virtue today? In your interactions, work, and personal life, aim to practice these virtues. In doing so, you cultivate character, peace, and control over your actions. 2. Accept what you cannot control. One of the most powerful Stoic teachings is the understanding of what is and is not within your control. The Stoic accepts that some things are simply outside of their influence, whether it's other people's actions, the state of the world, or natural events. As Epictetus famously said, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. By focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your responses, and your attitude, you stop wasting energy on the uncontrollable. You learn to live with peace of mind, unaffected by external turmoil. 3. Make time for reflection. The Stoics were known for their practice of self-examination. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on his actions, intentions, and progress. He reminded himself of his own shortcomings and virtues, which helped him stay grounded and aligned with his philosophy. Incorporating daily reflection into your routine doesn't need to be time-consuming or complicated. Take a few minutes each morning and evening to assess your actions, consider what went well, what didn't, and how you can improve. This practice leads to self-awareness and continuous growth. 4. Cultivate resilience in the face of adversity. Stoicism teaches that hardship is a natural part of life, and it is how we respond to these challenges that define us. Rather than fearing adversity, the Stoic embraces it as an opportunity for growth. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." When things don't go as planned, when you face setbacks, criticisms, or personal challenges, remember that you have the power to control your reaction. Use adversity as a stepping stone toward becoming a more resilient, wise individual. 5. Live in accordance with nature. To the Stoics, nature was a guiding force. This is not just about environmentalism, but about living in alignment with the natural world, with reason, and with your true purpose. When you act in accordance with nature, you live authentically, without artificial constraints. You make choices that are aligned with your true self and with universal principles. You can live in accordance with nature by being mindful of your actions, respecting others, and making decisions that reflect your core values. Nature teaches us balance, and the Stoic sees life as a journey toward maintaining that balance, both internally and externally. 6. Practice gratitude and memento. Mori gratitude and memento mori, the practice of remembering mortality, are powerful Stoic tools that encourage appreciation for the present moment. Gratitude helps you focus on what you have rather than what you lack. By regularly reflecting on the things you're grateful for, you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Memento mori reminds you that life is short and that death is inevitable. This awareness isn't meant to be morbid, but to inspire you to live fully and wisely. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." By reminding yourself of the brevity of life, you make better decisions, prioritize what truly matters, and live with intention. Walking the Stoic path. Every day, Stoicism is not something to be practiced only in moments of crisis, but in every moment of life. It's about bringing wisdom, courage, and self-discipline to everything you do. Every choice, every thought, and every action can be infused with Stoic principles, transforming not just your mindset, but your entire way of life. As you move through your day, remember, act with virtue regardless of the circumstances. Accept what you cannot control and focus on what you can. Reflect regularly, learning from both successes and failures. Face adversity with resilience, knowing that hardship shapes your character. Live in accordance with nature, authentic to yourself and the world around you. Practice gratitude and remember that life is short. Use your time wisely. The Stoic path is one of continuous growth, resilience, and inner peace. Walk it with purpose. The Stoic path to inner peace. Overcoming anxiety and fear. In today's world, anxiety and fear have become almost constant companions for many. The pressures of modern life, whether in work, relationships, or personal expectations, can create a storm of uncertainty, leading to stress, worry, and sometimes even despair. But how did the Stoics deal with these powerful emotions? How did they cultivate inner peace in a world that seemed full of chaos? In this chapter, we'll explore the Stoic approach to overcoming anxiety and fear. Through their teachings, we can learn to rise above the turbulence of the mind and find tranquility. Here's how the Stoic philosophy can guide us in confronting fear and anxiety. 1. The dichotomy of control. Focus on what you can change. One of the core tenets of Stoic philosophy is the dichotomy of control, the understanding that some things are within our control and others are not. Anxiety often arises when we attempt to control things beyond our reach, such as other people's actions, the future, or external events. The Stoics, especially Epictetus, taught us that true freedom comes from recognizing what is in our power to influence and what isn't. You cannot control how others behave or the outcomes of all situations. What you can control is how you respond to them. By embracing this, you eliminate unnecessary anxiety about outcomes and focus solely on the process, the effort you put forth. You don't need to fear what you can't control. Instead, shift your focus to your actions and mindset, which are within your grasp. 2. Practice negative visualization. Prepare for the worst. One of the Stoics' most powerful tools for dealing with fear is negative visualization, a practice that involves imagining the worst possible outcomes in any situation. This may sound counterintuitive, but it helps to remove the fear of the unknown by confronting it head-on. Imagine losing your job, a loved one, or even facing your deepest fears. By mentally preparing for these scenarios, you learn to accept the impermanence of life and the reality that things may not always go as planned. This doesn't make you fearful. It makes you more resilient and better equipped to handle difficult situations with grace and composure. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, writes, "Today I escaped anxiety," or no, I discarded it because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside. This practice helps cultivate emotional strength and reduces the fear of what might happen, because you've already mentally prepared for it. 3. Use virtue as a compass. For the Stoics, virtue, living according to wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, was the highest good. When facing fear or anxiety, they focused on making virtuous choices, regardless of external circumstances. If you're feeling anxious about a situation, ask yourself, how can I respond with wisdom and courage? By acting in line with your virtues, you create a sense of purpose and direction, which provides stability in times of uncertainty. When faced with fear, make it a point to choose courage. Stoicism teaches that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite fear. So when anxiety strikes, remember that you can always make a choice that reflects your best self, aligning your actions with your core values. 4. Be present. Live in accordance with nature. One of the central teachings of Stoicism is to live in accordance with nature, and part of this is accepting the present moment. Anxiety often stems from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. The Stoics remind us that the only moment that truly exists is the present. Seneca advises, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. By focusing on the present and engaging fully in the current moment, you reduce anxiety about what could happen in the future. The Stoic approach teaches mindfulness. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by potential future problems, you bring your attention back to what's happening now. This shift in focus is a powerful way to combat anxiety and regain control over your emotions. 5. Embrace the practice of journaling. Externalize your thoughts. Another Stoic technique for dealing with anxiety is journaling. Writing down your thoughts, especially the fears and worries that weigh on you, helps to externalize them and see them from a more objective perspective. The act of writing can be therapeutic, as it gives you a chance to process your emotions and reflect on your thoughts. In the Meditations, Marcus Aurelius often wrote as a means of clarifying his thoughts and grounding himself. By writing, you can reframe your thoughts, focus on what's in your control, and gain a sense of perspective that alleviates anxiety. 6. Accept the role of fate. Trust the process. Lastly, Stoicism teaches us to accept fate. Life will throw challenges our way, unexpected events, difficult people, and circumstances beyond our control. But by practicing acceptance, you release yourself from the anxiety of trying to fight against what is inevitable. As Epictetus wisely stated, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Trust that everything happens for a reason, even if it's not immediately clear. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth, and every struggle is an invitation to build resilience. Once you embrace this, the fear of uncertainty fades, and you can move forward with confidence. Conquer fear, embrace tranquility. The Stoic path to overcoming anxiety and fear isn't about denying or repressing emotions. It's about understanding them, accepting what you can't control, and taking action where you can. By embracing the Stoic principles of virtue, presence, and resilience, You can navigate the storm of life with inner calm and unwavering strength. Each day is an opportunity to practice these teachings and grow closer to inner peace. And when you do, you'll find that fear becomes a tool for growth rather than a barrier to happiness. Embracing the present. How Stoics conquer regret and worry. Regret and worry are two of the most common emotions that trap people in the past or future, preventing them from truly living in the moment. The Stoics believed that these emotions were distractions from living a virtuous life and fulfilling your potential. Instead of allowing these feelings to control your actions, they offered timeless wisdom on how to transcend them, embrace the present, and live fully. In this chapter, we'll explore how Stoicism can help you overcome the burdens of regret and worry, leading to a life of inner peace and contentment. 1. Accept that the past cannot be changed. The Stoics recognize that the past is immutable. No matter how much time you spend thinking about it, wishing things had gone differently, or analyzing what went wrong, the past remains beyond your control. Regret often arises when we fixate on mistakes, missed opportunities, or decisions we wish we could undo. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us that these emotions are futile because they cannot alter reality. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." Instead of dwelling on what's already happened, focus on what you can do now. Every moment is an opportunity to choose a different path, to act with virtue, and to make progress. The Stoics teach that the best way to honor the past is not by agonizing over it, but by learning from it and applying those lessons to your current actions. 2. Let go of the illusion of control over the future. Worry often stems from our obsession with controlling future outcomes. We fear the unknown, and the uncertainty of life leads us to overthink or try to manipulate situations in advance. However, the Stoics remind us that the future is beyond our control and that we should not allow this uncertainty to dictate our peace of mind. As Epictetus taught, do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. Rather than worrying about the future, Stoics recommend focusing on the present moment. While it's wise to plan and prepare for what's ahead, we should never let those plans dominate our thoughts. The key is to engage fully in the present, knowing that how you respond today is the only thing you truly have control over. 3. Focus on what you can control. Both regret and worry arise when we focus on things outside of our control. Regret often involves trying to change something that can never be changed, while worry is tied to outcomes we have no power to influence. The Stoic philosophy emphasizes focusing your energy only on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and reactions. In times of regret, ask yourself, what can I do now to make amends or move forward? And when feeling anxious about the future, remind yourself, what is within my power right now to do? The Stoics suggest that by narrowing our focus, we eliminate the mental clutter that fuels regret and worry, helping us to find clarity and peace. Practice memento mori. Live with awareness of life's impermanence. Memento mori, or the practice of remembering mortality, is a core Stoic principle that helps us overcome both regret and worry. The reality of death teaches us that life is short and that time spent on anxiety or regret is time wasted. When you accept that life is fleeting, you gain perspective on what truly matters. This awareness encourages you to live each moment fully without getting trapped in the past or future. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself of the inevitability of death in his meditations. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. By reflecting on our mortality, we free ourselves from the burden of regret and the weight of worry. We realize that every moment is precious and that we should not squander it by dwelling on what we cannot change. 5. Reframe challenges as opportunities for growth. One of the most empowering aspects of Stoicism is its approach to challenges. Rather than seeing difficulties as setbacks or sources of stress, the Stoics encourage us to view them as opportunities for growth. Whether you're dealing with regret over past decisions or worrying about future challenges, the Stoic mindset helps you reframe those experiences in a positive light. Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Every regret is an opportunity to learn and grow, and every worry about the future is an invitation to prepare and act with wisdom. Instead of seeing the past as something to regret, see it as a teacher, and instead of fearing the future, recognize it as a chance to practice resilience and virtue. 6. Practice daily reflection. The Stoics believed in the power of daily self-reflection to keep our minds clear and focused. Each day, they took time to examine their thoughts, actions, and emotions, assessing where they had acted in alignment with their values and where they had faltered. This practice of journaling and reflection helps us confront our regrets and worries by bringing them into conscious awareness and reframing them. By regularly reflecting on your experiences, you can reduce the mental clutter of regret and worry. You can process what has happened, let go of what's out of your control, and set clear intentions for the future, rooted in virtue and wisdom. 7. Embrace the present moment. Live in accordance with nature. The Stoics believed in living in harmony with nature, which includes understanding and accepting the present moment. Anxiety about the future and regret about the past prevent us from fully experiencing life as it is right now. To truly overcome regret and worry, we must learn to embrace the present and focus on what we can do now. By practicing mindfulness and living in accordance with nature, you stop letting the past or future control you. Instead, you accept each moment as it comes and respond with equanimity, knowing that this is where your power lies. Finding peace by letting go, to live a life free of regret and worry, the Stoic path teaches us to focus on what we can control, accept the natural flow of life, and embrace each moment as it is. By letting go of the illusion of control over the past and future, and by living in accordance with virtue, we can cultivate peace of mind and clarity in our daily lives. As you move forward, remember the words of Seneca. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Regret and worry may still arise, but with the Stoic tools of reflection, acceptance, and mindfulness, you can face them with strength, wisdom, and peace. How to cultivate unshakable resilience. Stoic secrets for overcoming adversity. Adversity is a natural part of life, and how we respond to challenges can determine the quality of our existence. The Stoics, ancient philosophers who practiced resilience in the face of life's toughest trials, left behind powerful teachings that help us rise above obstacles. Instead of avoiding hardships, the Stoics embraced them, seeing every challenge as an opportunity to grow stronger and more virtuous. In this chapter, we'll explore how you can cultivate unshakable resilience using Stoic philosophy and transform adversity into your greatest strength. 1. Reframe adversity as a path to virtue. The Stoics believed that virtue, the ability to live in accordance with reason and wisdom, was the highest good. Adversity, rather than being something to fear, was seen as an opportunity to practice and strengthen virtues like courage, patience, and perseverance. The Stoics understood that challenges and setbacks would inevitably arise, but these experiences were a chance to prove their character. As Epictetus taught, difficulties are things that show a person what they are made of. When faced with adversity, the Stoics didn't shy away from hardship. They embraced it as a teacher. They reframed obstacles not as burdens, but as opportunities for growth. In their view, every difficulty is a chance to live out the Stoic ideal of virtuous living. 2. Focus on what you can control. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the idea of controlling your responses, regardless of external circumstances. Stoics believe that while you can't control external events, you can always control your reactions to them. This powerful mindset helps build resilience because it frees you from the emotional turmoil that often comes from feeling powerless or overwhelmed. When faced with adversity, ask yourself, what is within my control? Focus your energy on what you can influence and accept what you cannot. By letting go of the need to control everything around you, you will find a sense of peace and inner strength. 3. Practice negative visualization. The Stoics often used a technique called negative visualization, where they would mentally rehearse losing what they have, whether it's a job, a loved one, or even their health. By imagining the worst-case scenario, they prepared themselves mentally for the challenges life might throw their way. This practice doesn't come from a place of pessimism, but from a desire to be prepared for whatever may come. By accepting the possibility of loss and difficulty, the Stoics built emotional resilience. Negative visualization allowed them to face adversity with a clear mind, unafraid of the unknown. Seneca explained this best: "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." When you practice negative visualization, you prepare yourself emotionally and mentally to handle setbacks, making it easier to navigate hardships when they arrive. 4. Embrace the dichotomy of control. One of the Stoics' most powerful teachings is the dichotomy of control. Simply put, this means that some things are within your control, your thoughts, actions, and responses, and some things are not, the actions of others, the outcome of external events. By clearly recognizing this divide, you can eliminate much of the stress that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. For example, in a work situation, you can control how hard you work, how you respond to challenges, and how you treat your colleagues. However, you cannot control the actions of your boss, the decisions of your company, or the economy. The Stoics suggest that by focusing your energy on what you can control and accepting what you cannot, you maintain peace and resilience even in the face of hardship. Epictetus emphasized, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This practice helps you maintain mental clarity and avoid unnecessary frustration, allowing you to focus your efforts on the aspects of your life that you can influence. 5. Practice self-discipline. Resilience is built through consistent effort and self-discipline. The Stoics understood that life is full of distractions, temptations, and setbacks, but those who maintain control over their desires and impulses will be better equipped to handle adversity. Self-discipline involves cultivating the ability to stay calm in the face of challenges, to avoid rash decisions, and to keep pushing forward despite obstacles. It's about doing what needs to be done, not what is easy. The Stoics practice self-discipline by maintaining a daily routine of reflection, action, and thought, ensuring that their focus stayed on their highest goals. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, understood this well. "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you develop self-discipline, you strengthen your mental fortitude, which is essential for navigating the tough moments in life. 6. Build a strong mindset through continuous learning. The Stoics viewed adversity as a chance to sharpen their minds and learn from every experience. They believed that the pursuit of knowledge was key to resilience, as it allowed individuals to develop wisdom and discernment in handling life's challenges. By engaging in constant learning, whether through reading, reflecting, or seeking wisdom from mentors, you strengthen your capacity to overcome obstacles. Resilience doesn't come from simply enduring hardship, but from understanding the lessons hidden within it. When you learn from adversity, you build a mind that is not easily swayed by external circumstances. As Seneca wisely said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." In every difficulty, there is an opportunity to learn, grow, and become stronger. By embracing a mindset of continuous learning, you build resilience that stands the test of time. 7. Find strength in community. While Stoicism emphasizes individual resilience, it also values the importance of community. The Stoics understood that we are all interconnected and that our actions can impact the world around us. When facing adversity, Stoics sought the support and wisdom of those who had similar values. Sharing struggles, seeking advice, and offering support to others creates a sense of unity and emotional strength. Stoics understood that we don't have to face adversity alone. Through collaboration and mutual support, we can draw strength from one another. Marcus Aurelius, despite being an emperor, often relied on his advisors and trusted friends for support. He knew that resilience is not just an individual pursuit, but also a communal one. The power of resilience. Resilience is not a trait you're born with. It's a skill that can be cultivated over time through consistent effort, wisdom, and the Stoic approach to life. The challenges you face today are an opportunity to grow stronger. And with the Stoic tools of reframing adversity, controlling your reactions, practicing self-discipline, and learning from every experience, you can transform hardship into a powerful force for growth. The Stoics believed that life is not about avoiding adversity, but about meeting it with wisdom and strength. By adopting these Stoic principles, you can cultivate unshakable resilience that will carry you through whatever obstacles come your way. Embracing the Stoic philosophy, the final path to lasting peace. After a journey through the essential Stoic principles, one can recognize that resilience, self-discipline, and wisdom are key elements that guide us toward a life of clarity, peace, and fulfillment. Stoicism doesn't offer a way to escape the difficulties of life, but rather teaches how to approach these challenges with grace, integrity, and composure. The Stoic path is not a single event. It is a lifelong commitment to living with virtue, understanding, and balance. At this stage, we've explored how Stoicism offers tools for building resilience, handling adversity, managing emotions, and achieving a sense of inner peace. But it's important to remember that the journey doesn't end here. Stoicism is a practice, an evolving discipline that demands constant reflection, growth, and application of its principles. 1. Acceptance of life's impermanence. Stoicism teaches us the art of accepting impermanence. It's easy to become attached to things, whether people, possessions, or statuses. But the Stoics understood that everything is transient. Life, relationships, success, and failure. They all come and go. It's not about the things themselves, but about how we respond to them. The key to lasting peace is to accept that change is inevitable. When you learn to embrace the impermanence of life, you can enjoy the present moment without fear of the future or regret about the past. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reminds himself that the things around him are temporary, and he encourages us to accept them as such, finding peace in their fleeting nature. By accepting impermanence, you free yourself from the emotional burdens of attachment and resistance. This doesn't mean detachment from the world or giving up on goals, but it's about maintaining equanimity regardless of how things unfold. 2. Cultivate virtue above all. For the Stoics, the pursuit of virtue is the highest goal. Virtue is not just about moral excellence, but about living with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in all aspects of life. When you focus on cultivating virtue, everything else falls into place. The Stoics believe that if you pursue virtue, you will live a good life regardless of external circumstances. Whether you're facing a career setback, a relationship challenge, or financial instability, your ability to remain virtuous will keep you grounded. Living virtuously means not reacting impulsively, not allowing anger or frustration to dictate your behavior, but instead acting with reason, compassion, and calm determination. This pursuit of virtue leads to lasting happiness and peace, one that doesn't depend on wealth, status, or validation from others, but instead comes from within, from the way you live each day in alignment with your highest values. 3. The wisdom of control. A cornerstone of Stoic philosophy is understanding the dichotomy of control, the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. Life's unpredictability can often cause distress, but by focusing only on what you can influence and accepting the rest, you can maintain a sense of calm. In any situation, ask yourself, what can I control here? Focus on your thoughts, actions, and responses. Everything else, whether the behavior of others, the state of the world, or the passing of time, is outside of your control. By recognizing this and accepting it fully, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and frustration. It's not about passivity or indifference to the world, but about directing your energy toward what truly matters, your inner state and your response to the world around you. The power of self-reflection. Self-reflection is a fundamental Stoic practice. It is through self-examination that we develop awareness of our thoughts, actions, and emotions. Marcus Aurelius would regularly reflect on his thoughts and behaviors, asking himself whether they were aligned with his Stoic values. Each day, take time to reflect on your actions and attitudes. Were you virtuous today? Did you let emotions like anger or frustration control you? Where did you show wisdom, or where could you have acted better? These moments of reflection help you realign your actions with your values ensuring that you stay on track toward your ultimate goal of tranquility. Through consistent self-reflection, you build a deeper understanding of yourself and your reactions, allowing you to live more intentionally and with greater purpose. 5. Living in harmony with nature. Stoicism teaches us to live in harmony with nature, not just the natural world around us, but also our own nature as human beings. The Stoics believe that the universe operates according to rational laws, and that humans, being part of the universe, should align with this natural order. Living in harmony with nature means accepting things as they are. It means recognizing that the universe has its own rhythm and that we are but a small part of it. This perspective helps us put our problems in context, realizing that the struggles we face are often minor in the grand scheme of things. It encourages humility, resilience, and the understanding that everything is interconnected. In your daily life, this can be as simple as embracing the present moment, understanding your role in the world, and not resisting the natural course of events. By cultivating this harmony, you align yourself with a greater purpose, and peace becomes a natural outcome. The final reflection: living a life of purpose and peace. In conclusion, the Stoic philosophy provides timeless wisdom that can guide us toward living a life of tranquility, virtue, and resilience. It teaches us to embrace adversity, control what we can, reflect on our behavior, and align ourselves with nature. But above all, it reminds us that the pursuit of virtue is the highest path to a fulfilled life. As you continue to practice Stoicism, remember that it's not about achieving perfection, but about progress, about striving to live each day a little more virtuously than the last. By incorporating Stoic principles into your daily life, you'll find yourself navigating life's challenges with a greater sense of purpose and peace. The journey of Stoicism is not an easy one, but it's a path worth following. By living with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, you will find yourself increasingly at peace, no matter what challenges life may bring. So as you move forward, take a deep breath and remember the words of Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. With this perspective, you can face anything that comes your way and continue on the Stoic path of living a life of peace, purpose, and resilience.